Okay, so today we're going to be talking about prototypes. So first up, actually though, I've changed my mind actually. We should recap what we did last time actually. So who can tell me what we learned last time? Let's just write it down in big text. So what did we learn last time?
We shouldn't drop a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Analyze the average genre and what their median earnings are.
That's right. So we looked at we analyzed Steam genres and we checked to see how well some of them do. We did that by checking their median revenue. And the median revenue was that if we stacked up all the games in order of revenue, and we picked the middle one, saying, hey, how did the middle of the pack do? And like roughly, on average, it was like something like the decent ones were like 1,500 in terms of median revenue, something like that. Okay. Anastasia here said, don't quit your jobs. So we learned that. Don't quit your jobs yet. That's right. So we learned that making games and making money with games is really, really hard, and that you shouldn't quit your job until you've achieved some level of success or proven demand for your game. What was proving demand for your game?
Lots of social media traction. Wish lists.
Yeah, wish list, social media, email,
Publisher deals.
newsletter, publisher, Kickstarter, grant, something. So basically, don't quit your job until you've proven demand for your game. That's one of the big takeaways. And that just shows that, again, wish lists show that people like what they see on the store page. They'll get an email when it comes out, and hopefully they buy your game. Social media posts, if you post on Reddit or Twitter or Instagram, whatever, and can get 1,000 likes with a single picture or video, that's a good sign. That means people kind of like what it is you're putting out. If you can get 1,000 people to sign up to your email newsletter, great. Same with Discord. If you can get a publisher willing to pay you money, that's a good sign. Do it. But Kickstarter, publisher, grants all give you money ahead of time, which reduces your risk so that even if the game doesn't sell at all, at least you've been paid. And so it reduces the risk of spending 2 years of your life making a game. Okay. I guess, and also as a whole, we learned that, I guess, Steam players like crunchy, deep, replayable. That's generally what they like. They like those words. Okay, cool. All right, so now we're gonna look at some of the homework we did last time. So I did ask you all to fill out that spreadsheet. So let's open up that spreadsheet from before. I should have had this open. All right. Okay, so here it is. Here's the spreadsheet. Okay, and let us make this a little bit clearer. All right. So I did ask you to do more market research on your games. So let's just go through this spreadsheet and see what people said. So I guess first up we have Tristan. So it looks like you did some more Metroidvania and puzzle platformers. What did you find for those? Or I guess Metroidvania.
Yeah, it's weird because it's not like just a 2D platformer is like obviously on the far right of what you could expect. So it seemed like the median, some games made like okay money. Like there was some up here that made like 35,000, or there were a couple that made like 89,000. So it's not like an impossible thing like maybe a battle royale. It does seem like mine are all excuse me, they're all pretty similar, like Metroidvania, puzzle platformers.
I see.
So like I looked at a pretty like narrow view, I guess, but
How
they seem like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm surprised. There's 3,000 games tagged Metroidvania. I'm kind of surprised at that. It sounds I'm not as familiar with, but yeah.
Oh, that. No, that's definitely not right.
Okay.
That must be hard. It's hard to, because it's kind of like not a clear tag on like SteamDB, so it's hard to get a good measure of that. So yeah, that's we'll add a question mark. That can't be right, but
Okay.
it's less than the Metroidvania. But
Okay.
yeah, it seems like these games are probably doable, like within a time frame to make something kind of straightforward. And like a lot of the um, sort of criticisms of them were that they were a little too short, which sometimes like it was a positive review, being like people like that it was a short experience you could just do and finish and then move on with. But then it was like if you had charged $5, that made people angry. So it's kind of hard that way. But it seemed like the polish was like people expect a lot where there was some where there was like save file locking or just if it didn't feel good, that was something people,
Sure.
it makes sense because like your mechanic is moving 2D through platforms and stuff. So if it doesn't feel good, it's kind of very noticeable. Where maybe something 3D, it's a little more forgiving.
So I mean, overall, it looks like the median revenue is actually pretty good. So like Steam likes, despite me saying, oh, like they don't like 2D platformers. It looks like Metroidvanias, they do like those generally. So I guess if you're gonna make a 2D platformer, those would be good subgenres or categories to do. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for Tristan. All right. So
Yeah,
we have so Renee, what did you find? Oh, so you did God games and survival strategy. What did you find of those?
Well, God game, there's a lot less games than I anticipated. So it's like just over 1,000 there.
Okay.
I was expecting that to be higher, but I guess it is kind of more of a subgenre of like strategy kind of. Yeah, it's hard to like put it in another box, but I think it's maybe not as well understood of a term.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, so I guess the revenue is a little bit lower than I expected. It's been around a long time with, I guess, Black and White or Myst. Not Myst. Yeah, back in the day. What about survival strategy?
Survival strategy, I could only really find survival. It was hard to find something, and it was kind of muddied by like any game where you die or like try not to die, the developers would tag as survival. So it was hard to like, it wasn't really what I was going for. So it's lower. The median revenue is much lower, but as I was looking through all the games, it was like, it was very muddied by just shooters or like,
Yeah.
So I feel like survival strategy still is like a crunchy game, a crunchy genre. I think the problem with this one then is just communicating that is like how it is strategic.
Did you look at survival crafting at all? No, it's all right.
No, I didn't.
There's a lot of games that are like first-person or third-person games where you have to craft stuff and you're on an island. Those are, well, anecdotally popular. I personally have not heard as much about survival strategy. Which games did you have in mind when you searched survival strategy?
Some of my favorite games like The Long Dark.
Oh, okay.
Don't Starve.
All right, so I would do, yeah. I would consider, if you ever more time, you could look up survival crafting, because both those games, I believe, involve crafting as well. That might be one to check out. But thank you. All right. So, Bryn, we have party games and immersive sims. Party games, that's an interesting one. Is Bryn here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, what did you learn about party games doing your market research?
For party games, most of them, they don't have good revenue. But for the for the top 30, it will have a huge profit.
Sure. Yeah. So you're thinking like Fall Guys. What other popular ones? Yeah.
Goose, duck,
Mm.
goose.
But yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think we saw in that graph that generally party games don't perform super well, and that kind of lines up with what we saw before. I think it's very challenging to get enough players playing your game. That's just hard. And so local multiplayer isn't super popular because that's hard to do. And online, you need a lot of people. So I think that's difficult. I think that is definitely a winner-takes-all genre. You need a lot of people online playing Fall Guys for it to be successful. Okay. What about immersive sim? That's a cool one. I like those.
For me, that definition is just like to act as someone in a game, like live sim.
Yeah. So yeah, a bit tricky, I guess. A bit tricky definition, I guess. Also, I believe definitely hard to make. Making a Deus Ex or a Dishonored would take a lot of work. So like those are the top and the peak. So I think it's very hard to make. All right. All right, Anastasia. What about point and click adventures?
Well, they are totally not that not that popular as simulations and management, but I guess they're not like that bad according to this site that I found, because 1000 is also not that bad.
It's not
and
the worst,
there's
yeah.
not that many games also because it's not that popular now.
Okay.
Maybe it used to be more like better before. I guess more older people are into it because it was popular back then.
So not the worst is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing. Not the worst.
Yeah.
How hard do you think they are to make?
It depends on the scope. They might be hard if it's like hand drawn, because it's mostly hand drawn, but not that hard gameplay wise, programming wise, I guess, because it's.
I'd probably say
repetitive stuff.
they maybe aren't heavy, but they'd be on the easier end, as you say. Like you just need to click on
Yeah.
stuff on the screen and maybe combine items in the old Adventures of Monkey Island kind of tale idea. But yeah, I like how you did simulation and then point and click adventure. That's a good variety. Again, simulation's like probably top of the pack. Like very good. So that's cool. What about casual? What about casual? Ooh.
Well, it's very bad because I guess it's like subgenre for many different games, and there is just too many different games, and like 7 years out, and only.
That is a lot of casual games. Yeah.
And I guess it's also more for older people who don't like really action, just to chill and relax.
Mm-hmm. So casual, I think you hit it. This is really good. If you did simulation, point and click was in the middle, and then casual's on the bottom. I really like that. Like that spread's really good. Casual is literally the opposite of what we think Steam players like. So you get a deep, crunchy, replayable. Casual is the exact opposite of what those words are. So this doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Generally, if they use the word casual, they'll often also refer to them as mobile games. You'll see that in reviews a lot of mobile port, and they don't like that. Generally, Steam players don't like that. All right, well, thank you. All right, Eric. Oh, no. Okay. Ian, that's very co-op horror comedy. That's extremely specific.
So I was trying to experiment with Gamalytic, and I think Owen and I had some troubles with that website because they're just kind of finicky and the numbers are kind of weird. So I have some very widely ranging estimates for median revenue. If you put in all three of those tags, it says the median revenue is like 41K. If you do without the co-op part, it's closer to 2K. That kind of thing. So I don't really know.
So it's just the co-op, basically.
I think co-op just boosts up, but maybe it's a good selling feature. Maybe that's
really interesting,
value
combining
to it.
three. That's very interesting. So, but there were fewer than 50 when you combined all three?
When I combined all three.
Yeah. So fewer than 50, that's not a lot of data to go off of.
It's really not.
So hard to know.
Assault, but based off of the lower estimates of getting rid of the big tags, it was 2.1K for that, which was
That's still high.
something to consider, you
Yeah.
know, right? So yeah, lots of chronically online teenagers, people like spooky, goofy games, kind of like post-COVID or during COVID, so that kind
Yeah.
of thing, when you have people wanting to like hang out, but also be a little bit spooked to get their mind off.
So is this Lethal Company?
That kind of
Yeah.
thing, but I think one of the games on here was a little bit too derivative of Lethal Company, and it kind of got dragged for being too close to it. But it does seem like there are some cool niches to fill in, and especially if you can figure out a little bit of netcode, some co-op stuff. It's like basic tasks of like spooking people and go and do a thing. Can be pretty rewarding.
Well, interesting. I like the idea of combining those tags. That's interesting. But yeah, we can't. Don't just go just off that, because again, 50
It's
data
too much
points is
data.
not really
Too
enough
much
to
data,
do
yeah.
much statistical analysis on that. All right.
Yeah.
Now, but what about dating farming sim?
So same issue when you're combining tags, it kind of gets rid of stuff. And when I do it now, it gives me different numbers, so I think the website is actually cursed. But there does seem to be a pretty decent amount, like just the farming sim category is like 5K in revenue, which is pretty good. And it's all thanks to like, you know, teams like Stardew Valley,
Yeah.
revitalizing that genre, and especially for lonely people, having a little bit of like relationship stuff with your farming sim just hits people in just the right spot, and people are willing to pay like $20 for that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lonely people. I like that. I like that. That's awesome. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, interesting to combine them. All right. What do we have? Do we have any more here? Okay, so we have Russell. How about racing?
For that one, there are lots of games, not a lot of money. People really want realism too. The games that did well, they all looked quite real. It wasn't like Mario Kart is not.
Hardcore, complex simulations. Yeah.
The car should look and sound like a real car.
Like Forza, or yeah.
Yeah, the Gran Turismo. Yeah. Need for Speed, even like the cars tend to look and sound quite real, even if the rest of the game is kind of cartoony.
Yeah, I think there'd be a lot of like cartoony arcade racing sims, and I would agree
Yeah.
that generally the Steam players don't really want that.
But for realism, yeah,
They want the realism. Yeah. Oh yeah, interesting. Yeah, very good to see. You know that. Again, you covered 4X games, which are like huge median revenue, and then racing is pretty bad. So, interesting spread. And what about All right. Oh, sorry. I guess I didn't get to talk about 4X. What about 4X?
It's there's games that do very well at it,
Yes.
really well. Yeah, but people want complexity. They want depth. So.
Yeah, so this is games like Civilization, Hearts of Iron,
Yep.
European Universalis. Anything that Paradox publishes, those are all 4X.
Yeah, the ones that one person or small teams did not do well. They didn't come close.
So it's hard to make an indie 4X because it takes a lot of time
Yeah.
and complexity to make these. Yeah, I agree. But high rewards if you can pull it off.
Yeah.
Right on. Thank you. Okay, then we have Ethan with, so he did, what about boomer shooters for Ethan? Oh, looking good.
I realize a lot of things, like they were labeled boomer shooters, but they might not exactly be boomer shooters. Usually I think a boomer shooter would be health based, you have a lot of weapons on you at all times, but not everything does that exactly. But for games that would be boomer shooter, people value a lot with how it feels with the game and the different variety of things you can do during the combat. Exactly. And even if you get compared to a big game like Ultra Kill or Doom Eternal, people will still appreciate, because that just means you have a lot of variety with what you can have in the game.
Absolutely. I mean that's very good median revenue. That's actually a good genre. Generally, I would say, like, on the whole, Steam doesn't particularly like, the median shooter, but it looks like they do like the median boomer shooter. maybe this is because the Steam audience trends a bit older. Of like maybe they played Doom or Wolfenstein back in the day. Maybe. So yeah, very very nice, very well done. That looks that's a good one. Right on. What about management?
Man, I was thinking there'd be a lot more troop management ones that I don't think I could really find one.
Troops? So are you talking about like soldiers or battles?
Kind of like Pikmin almost.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was thinking at the start, and then there's a lot more manage a store kind of games, and in reading reviews for that is people value efficiency and not making things tedious. If you make something tedious in the game, that instantly puts people off.
Interesting. Yeah, but the median revenue here is actually, this is very good, and there's a lot of games in management, and actually the median revenue is very high. So, that's a good genre to do. That's very good. Yeah. But interesting, the tedious part. Yeah, you have to try to make the loops, I guess, engaging. Absolutely. All right, so Braden, we have Braden with casual, also did casual.
I did casual. Excuse me, sorry. I did casual, found out it was not a very high earning genre.
Yeah.
And kind of which means the throughput for everything I picked. But so looking at like some simple EA games or like old school Peggle ones, there was a few there. But the one thing I did note with casual, it's a very broad genre. There was I think I found a free running parkour type game. I found some card games. It really depends on your interpretation of casual as to what will stick with people.
Did you find, did they kind of look like mobile games in general?
Some more than others, yes. You could very well play most of these on your phone or even just with a mouse.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, it's nice to see two people pick the same thing because your findings line up with what we saw before, so that's good. Good to check the work. All right. So Patrick did. All right. So Patrick also did party games. What do you think about those, Patrick?
Party games. I think a lot of them suffered from they didn't earn a lot, and a lot of them suffered from the fact that they were multiplayer, as in they would advertise that they were online multiplayer and then be like, you got to play multiplayer through Steam Play, which then has a massive input delay and it feels terrible. And so a lot of people, I think, felt blindsided reading the reviews. And a lot of them were also kind of just one Mario Party minigame ported to a whole $10 game. And so people would be like, well, where's the variety?
Yeah.
I want more from a party game that's not online and has one game mode that's very, very basic and then kind of just felt very asset dumpy, which is what I think really plagued that genre.
So you're saying very low effort. They didn't implement their own online multiplayer.
Yeah.
Not enough content, not enough games. So a lot of low effort slop. Yeah.
Yep.
They just didn't do a good job. The median games weren't doing a good job.
Yes.
So they deserve to be buried. There you go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I was definitely finding that in the reviews a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, Steam Remote Play is only like a Band-Aid. It only really works for slower paced games.
Yeah.
I've tried it myself. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. All right. So we have Eric with Survival Horror.
Yes. So.
Could you speak loudly?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, let me have a look at my screen real quick here. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I picked this tag and then kept the above genre as action. And I think it's an okay one. It's pretty average. It's going to be fantastic if you can get Markiplier to play it and then he makes a movie about it.
That would be sweet.
Probably solid, but I think on average, a lot of the games I looked at were just kind of a bit too simple. Yeah, but
so most of them are you're thinking about there's a monster and they chase around a 3D environment. And it's probably first person. That's mostly it.
I looked at it's the environments and the characters and the art and everything are just so mind-numbingly simple. It's basically just Slender Man, but just Wolfenstein hallways, old school. It's just super, super simple.
Right on.
But I feel like if you can make a good one and you can get some, like, this is a great, like, YouTuber or streamer type genre, and I think it can do really well.
Do you think the monster designs are very important?
I think so, and I think people kind of do like a lot of comedy and just kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff. Like one of them I looked at was like creepypasta head or something. And I think it was just a PNG or something. Like it was still kind of scary because it's dark, you know, but it's like dumb, you know. But yeah. But I think you can succeed with something just kind of gimmicky like that too. Yeah.
So. Yeah, I guess this is survival horror, so not just horror. There's a whole bunch more just games of just horror.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. But still, like, that's not bad. Generally, I'd say they're generally low effort.
Yeah, I'd say like this tag too. Like I picked 3 new ones: Auto Battler, Dungeon Crawler, and Survival Horror.
Yeah.
And they're all a little bit kind of muddied. Like Survival Horror, they're basically just horror games. They kind of misuse the tag. I think they kind of just lump them in there. They're like, oh yeah, there's no survival mechanics. Really, it's just like. You know, it's just really simple.
You can die, but yeah.
You can die, basically. So yeah.
All right, thank you. What about Dungeon Crawler?
There's another one that I think is a little bit hard to pin down because like a lot of games will fall under this category. And again, I picked like the genre strategy because in my mind, in my brain, my millennial brain, I'm thinking of like old dungeon crawlers like Ultima or something where you go through a bunch of hallways and you have like a bunch of like portraits of your party and then you just like turn-based attacking, you know, enemies in hallways basically. But now this really applies to just about anything, and I think people misuse it a lot. Like I looked at some stuff that like it has dungeon crawler in the tag, but really it's like they're just regular levels. It's just like any other game basically. So I think people
it's misused.
this one. Yeah.
But actually, the median earnings actually look pretty good.
They look okay.
They look okay.
Oddly enough, yeah.
Right on. Yep, I know what you mean. We're old school. I know what the old school games look like.
Yeah.
I was there.
And if I could talk about Auto Battler real quick.
Oh, sure.
I thought it was interesting. Like the revenue, I think is kind of low on average, but
that is surprisingly low.
But I put in my note there. I think it's a lot more popular on like mobile. And if you can make something that's like teamfight tactics, I think people really like that, like League of Legends players. I've only heard positive things about it, but you know, you don't play it on Steam, right? You play it on the Riot Games launcher or whatever, right? So, as far as I know, but yeah, this seems like a more popular genre on the phone than on Steam. So.
Yeah, I guess if you're gonna make for Steam Auto Battler, I think you'd want to make sure like the visuals are darker and grittier than if they're on the phone, you don't want the bright and cutesy aesthetic. I think. Yeah. All right, interesting. Thank you. All right. So next up we have Oliver with roguelites. Do we have an Oliver in the room today? All right, maybe not. Okay, that's all right. We have Mark with survival horror as well.
So real-time strategy does pretty good.
Okay, real-time strategy. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
My bad.
That's all good. No, I agree. Real-time strategy. You know, I make real-time strategy games.
Yes. They had a median revenue of it says 2,300 up there with a decent amount of games to it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The high. Geez, I'm really bad talking right now.
Sorry.
The total revenue from like all of them said like 1 or 2 billion. So
wow, that's good. I'm glad to hear that.
All right. Yeah, just in general, they do decently well.
Okay, right on. What about survival horror? How is that different?
I was having troubles also with looking up information on this. Like there's 3 separate tags, one survival, one horror, and then one was survival horror.
I see.
So
yeah,
it
hard to know.
Yeah, it messed up trying to look stuff up. But median revenue, definitely like that's half as much as the real-time strategy, and from that survival horror count, there's only 178. But like if it's survival and then horror as 2 separate tags, there's a lot more. But overall, it's a very hit or miss.
Sure.
A lot of the times it's there can be big blockbusters, but also very easy like asset flip titles.
Yeah. I think the median ones, generally look pretty low effort, probably low quality, probably, right?
Yeah, and then like just generally, there's a big like difference between single player and multiplayer, where all of a sudden having making it co-op definitely changes the feel of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Is there anyone else who wasn't covered but wants to talk about what they did? These are just the ones I see in the spreadsheet that have multiple entries. All right. Thank you. Oh.
I covered MMOs.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that was really interesting because the median was $0.
So I'm wondering if that included free games or something.
It didn't actually. I checked out the median, and it was like $10 games.
How could that be?
And I think it was because people kept mislabeling their games. And I was looking at a lot of them, and like a lot of these games were like 4-player online multiplayer, and then they were labeled as MMOs. So I think players were coming to them and being like, I don't have the time investment for an MMO to spend $10 on that kind of looks like meh, right? Because like if you're going to invest in an MMO, it's like a big commitment.
It's a big, very high effort.
And then, so they wouldn't buy them. And so people were trying to label their games as MMORPG to get extra sales, but it was backfiring.
And that's a very interesting idea of mislabeling, cheating, trying to cheat the system, but it looks like it doesn't really work.
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's good to hear. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so the player tags, the developer can choose their tags as well, but then users can also suggest tags and apply misappropriate tags or joke tags to games as well. You just click the little plus sign.
Yeah.
It's strange. It's a strange system. I don't know.
Another thing I noticed too, because I originally was going to pick the tag dice, but there's like nothing on there.
Not enough dice tags, dice
on
genre.
Steam there is now, but on like Game Analytics I don't think it was on there quite yet. But I did buy a game like yesterday I think it's called Dice A Million, and it has the dice tag in it.
I think I saw that one.
Basically just Bellagio with dice. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
They evolve over time. I thought there was a Steam dice-based festival or something that I think I saw.
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Maybe it's just turn-based. I'm not sure. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. So thank you for doing that. I hope you learned, you did the research yourselves, and you can now see the spread of how well these genres do on median, and are telling you, these ones are much more lucrative than others. And also, this should give you a window into your competition of looking at the median games, a median game in this genre. Can you do better than the median parody game? Could you do better? I don't know. You have to look and see and be honest with yourself, saying, yeah, I could do better than the median parody game. Could I do better than the median MMORPG? Well, I don't know. I guess they're lying about that or something. But that's just a high-effort genre, so that's a very tough one. All right, so I hope you learned a lot from that. I think it's very useful. And I urge you that if, before embarking on your next game, go do this. Go do genre. And if you have multiple tags in mind, I'm going to make a survival horror, but it's going to be a Western, research both those tags, survival horror, and Western. Do the research to do every single one of those. And see, is that good? Yeah, is that good? All right, right on. Okay, so finally we're going to move on to prototypes. So, let's start off with a completely unrelated hypothetical question. You're a prospector. Maybe you've gone to the Yukon or Alaska. How do you find gold?
A metal detector.
Metal detector. Okay, so I guess would I say that's searching?
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Searching. You're searching the metal detector. That works.
You dig a small hole and see if there's anything there.
Sampling. Really good. Awesome. You don't think you should just build a mine?
Just wherever. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great answers. What else? How else do you find gold?
You ask about local legends.
Local legends.
Folklore or something.
I guess you ask.
Every gold in
/ research.
Yeah.
Right? So you could go to the saloon and ask the veteran prospectors, hey, do you know of any gold in these here parts? And they're like, well, buy me a drink and I'll tell you, son. That sort of thing. And you listen for rumors, sure. Anecdotal evidence, sure. That's ask or research. Absolutely great. Are there other ways to find gold?
Visions from the beyond.
I don't know if I'm going to write that one down. That's a bit hard to, not very reliable.
No, it's not.
What about stealing? Can you just steal gold?
Yeah.
All right, but I'm not going to write that down. All right, so yeah, you guys did really well. So basically, there's 3 steps to finding gold. Is you should research, ask the prospectors, ask the people who've been around and do this sort of thing. Is there gold in this mountain range? Go ask the people who dug there. Go ask the other people. Sample. Put in a small amount of effort and see. Go down to the river and shake that plate for a few hours and see if any gold, pan for gold. Drill a little bit. Maybe do a small hole. Hey, I'm not a geologist, so I don't know if the metaphor works. But drill a small hole or dig a small hole. Take a drill core sample and see does any gold come up in this tiny little hole that you dig. The last step is to create a mine, which would take years of effort and millions or billions of dollars. So that's the final step that you only do if you've done the other steps first, right? You don't just build a mine in your backyard with no research. That doesn't make any sense, okay? So now I'm going to ask a completely unrelated question. You're a game developer. How do you create a successful game?
Do you mean successful like we talked about yesterday, or
probably you want people to play your game, right? That's what I've...
Start small.
Did you say start tall, did you say?
Start small.
Start small. Okay. So I guess make a small game. That's good. That's really good, actually. Yeah. Small game.
Or even just release a short little demo.
A demo. Or maybe a prototype, maybe. Yeah. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So demo, prototype, a small mini version. Absolutely. So that would be similar to what? The sampling allegory of the gold mining. You make a small version and see how do you like the small version? Do you get the results you like? Anything else? What are the other steps? Are there multiple steps?
Yeah, research.
Yeah. Just do market research. Go see. How well do these other games do? How much gold was found in this mountain range? How did the other games in this genre do? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that's it. You guys are smart. You're smart people. You need to do market research. So you need to ask around. Go, what did other people do? How did they do? The other people have done this before you. So go, follow in the footsteps of your ancestors and see what they did. Okay. Make a bunch of prototypes. So when we say sample, we don't just mean dig once and be oh, I didn't find any gold. I'm still going to dig here anyway. No. When making a game, a successful game, you actually want to make a lot of prototypes. You want to make a lot of samples. You want to make a bunch of small versions of the game or multiple games and see how they do and if they get you the result that you want. And then finally, you commit to the multi-year-long effort of creating a full game. Okay? So those are the steps. All right. Now just another question. So let's say that you have a great idea for a video game. Should you spend 3 years making it?
If you have funding.
If you're rich, sure, do whatever you want. Yeah. If you're a millionaire. Let's say you're not.
You need to do lots of short games.
Make lots of short games? So you think 3 years on one game is a bad idea, but you should make a bunch of many games over 3 years.
Until you have money and time.
Absolutely. So yeah, make a bunch of different games. Absolutely. So I guess the answer would be no, don't spend 3 years on one game. Is that what we think?
Unless it's a really good one, no.
Unless it's a very good one. All right. Yeah, so I would say overall no. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Why not? So we said, maybe make a bunch of small games, but why not do this? What's the real reason?
The market could look completely different by the time you release it.
Okay. Fluctuating markets. Conditions could change. I suppose possible. Though I think in the last time I generally showed that PC tastes haven't changed a lot over the years. But hey, if you're trying to do some quick-fire trend of Balatro clones, maybe, yeah?
You just might spend lots of time for nothing and gain nothing from it. You just can burn out.
You might just get
know.
burned out. So 3 years is too long. Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get anything.
Sure. Yeah. So burnout, changing market change.
Run out of money.
The longer you go, the more you lean on that risk side of risk reward.
Yes, increased risk, right? So you're putting more and more eggs into one basket. And, if you work for 3 years on a game, you better have 3 years, worth of returns, right? So it's a higher risk to make one product, and you better hope that product pans out. Absolutely. So increased risk, that's very good, very good. Conceptually, though, what about the great idea part? I have a great idea. I want to make an MMO, dating sim, farming, time-traveling RPG. Should I spend 3 years doing that? That's just an idea.
Not validated, I guess.
No.
That's right. That's right. No validation. The big answer, I was looking for, was you don't know if it's actually a good idea. And nobody can know this. We can't we can't see the future. You can't actually know. You may think, I'm going to make the next Balatro with, domino chips. I'm going to make the next Balatro. It's cool. That sounds good in your head, but you don't know if that's actually a good idea. How can we actually find out if it's a good idea?
Get player feedback.
Feedback. So feedback from demos. That's right. Or prototypes. Yeah. That's right. So feedback. Ask people, do you like this? Is this good? Yep. That's mostly it. Yep. So prototyping. How do we tell if it's a good idea or not? Prototyping is one way. So you make a small version of the game, and then you ask people, you show it to people, and say, do they like it? And market research helps, but can't fully, tell you the full picture. But still do the market research anyway, and be like, 2D platformers. They don't like 2D platformers. So those are the two routes, and so we already did market research, and so now we're going to talk about prototyping today. All right. So prototyping. These are generally what we should try to follow for a prototype. A prototype means a small version of something big. So we're just going to make an experimental version, and you want to make it as small as possible because we want to fail fast. You'll hear in business all the time, fail faster. It's better for you to fail after making a 2-week prototype than it is to fail after 3 years making a game, right? Get the failure out of the way early than later. And so we have to get into our mindset that most prototypes we make are going to be bad and aren't going to work. And it's better to do that now than it is to find that out later. And that's okay. Failing is fine. Because guess what? You can just go make another prototype. Spend 1-2 weeks on a prototype. It sucks. Okay, move on. Try a different one. That's normal. And that's what you're going to have to do. So test, fail, fix, repeat is one mantra you may hear. I'd probably maybe remove almost the fix and say test, fail, throw it out, and then go make a new game. But if you do feel there is some merit to what you were doing, you could just create a new prototype, but change the ideas around the same concept and see if that works. All right. But mainly prototypes, they save you, again, failing later costs money and time. And time being the big one, because we only live for so long and you can only do so many things with your life before you die. How depressing. But yeah, prototyping. You want to go fast, you want to go small. So, what are some ways that we can prototype?
Game jams.
Game jams. Okay, sure. That's great. So I guess, are you talking about making a short, small video game?
Yeah.
Okay, so game jams. Yeah, absolutely. So a really small game with a very short deadline. So digital or something. Yeah. Absolutely. That's great. I should add that to the list. Yeah. What else?
Pen and paper.
Paper. Yeah. So you can either you can make a board game version of your game and just shuffle around the pieces of paper. Absolutely. That's a great idea. Renee?
White boxing an engine.
Yeah, sure. White boxing or gray boxing, yeah, whichever you want to call it. So that's where you go into an engine, like Unity or Godot or Unreal, and you actually make something you can play, but don't put any art into it. It's just a level with gray blocks and you jump around just with your movement mechanics or something like that. Absolutely, great idea. What else? Are there others? Okay, well, let's find out. Let's find out what I wrote down. Okay, so paper prototype. So this is where you actually take pieces of paper and you shuffle stuff around. So you act as the computer and move the items around. And this can either be playable. I mean, we'll talk about that in a moment. You can either make this like playable as a board game or even just simulate the screens. And you can't really play it, but like it shows you, lays it out in front of you physically how complex the game is, right? It gets across different things like, is the game 2D? Is it 3D? You get across the views. You draw on the pieces of paper. What is this? What is this picture of here, right here?
Like chat, messenger.
It looks like chat message. This is actually for a mobile app, but it's for the same idea. Notice that they made one drawing for every single screen in their app. Mm-hmm. And that shows the complexity of their app. Oh, their app is 8 screens. Well, how many screens will your game have? Well, there's going to be a gameplay. Maybe there's an inventory. Maybe there's a level up screen. Maybe there's a map. Maybe there's an options and settings. Maybe there's a main menu. So like, okay, my game is 6 screens worth of complexity. Of course, the gameplay screen's a lot more than the others. But UI work sucks. So, figuring that out ahead of time really helps. And like, if you make an RPG, you might have like 15 screens, which is a lot of work. And RPGs are indeed a lot of work, right? So it gets that point across very quickly. This is the fastest way to prototype because you don't have to touch any code. You don't even have to have a computer. You just write on a piece of paper or cardboard and show that, and that's really good. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah, actually, just fun fact, last week I went to the UX Club's event on design portfolios. We did this thing called Crazy 8 where you get a minute to draw an interface based off an app idea, and you draw 8 of them, and everybody did that at once. And
cool. Can I show the remote people?
Yeah, so we had to make like a dog walking like Uber app.
There we go.
So one of those is a slot machine. You just gamble which one.
Cool. So this is a great exercise. So other UX people, they already do this sort of thing, and it's a good idea. Yep. Absolutely. Awesome. I guess there are certain genres that do benefit more from paper prototyping. What are genres that this is good at?
Turn-based games.
Turn-based, because the action isn't moving around a lot. You could actually make a board game. Absolutely. What about orientation? Orientation. Do we think this is best for 3D games? Not as ideal. Ideally, it's best with 2D because paper is flat and it's 2-dimensional. Though, so are computer screens, actually. But that's okay. Yeah, so it's best for 2D flat games, turn-based, slow-paced games, best, or management or idle games. Games with lots of interface, I think that the paper works really well. But you can do it for any genre. So, for paper prototyping, you can also make it playable like a board game. So you can see here, oh look, it's Owen. Yeah. So actually, I made a board game called Geomancers back in the day. And you arrange little colored tokens on a grid, and you cast spells. You'd form shapes and cast spells. So I made that as a board game, and then later on, I've been plinking away at it and making a digital version. And so, I kind of prototyped it as a paper game, and I realized people do enjoy creating these shapes with colored tokens on a grid. Like, people dig that. They like that, okay? My other game, Kaiju Wars. My brother made a board game, and we looked at it and said, you know what, Jeff, this would be a lot better as a video game. But it was fun before as a board game, too. So if you can't make it a board game, do that first. Like a lot of roguelikes or turn-based games can be made as a board game first. Get that out of the way. Make those design mistakes on paper. It's a lot easier to change paper and make big changes than it is to, like, writing code is like 100 times more effort to get anything done. So yeah, do it on paper first if you can. Absolutely. If you're making a management game, in fact, you could prototype a lot of the paper elements of like how doing this gives you 1 more money per turn, and then you see the money go up and stuff. I highly recommend that. Wireframing. So this is slightly more advanced. This is where you actually use software. Maybe here's used like wireframing or prototyping software websites. No UI designers here? That's okay. This is mostly for UI, where you just basically drag and drop elements onto your screen, and then you can like sort of click on them. You kind of make like kind of playable prototypes. Maybe like PowerPoint style. But you can actually hook up the buttons to actually like clicking that will actually switch to that screen. The very minor stuff. You can also basically just do this with PowerPoint. I don't know if you made PowerPoint adventures where you click on different links and it takes you to a different slide in PowerPoint. That's not too hard to do. There's also websites that do this sort of thing as well. Good for games with lots of interface, definitely. Something that we didn't come up with, maybe we should have. What about concept art? That's visual prototyping, right? So, look at this screen, bottom right. What is this game?
Hades?
Hades.
I haven't even played
Diablo 5.
Diablo. Yeah. I get a lot, like, a picture speaks 1,000 words. I get a lot of information by just looking at one picture. I would say, yeah, this looks like Diablo or Hades. I would guess it's a third-person action-adventure game where you dungeon crawl, and I would expect to fight skeletons or demons in this dark gothic tome or architecture. And you already have the color palettes of like dark blue, dark purple, dark, like you're under the ground. To me, it looks like you're underground. So this tells you like a whole lot of information. Like I'd say this looks like Diablo to me. So your game's like Diablo. Very cool. Same with concept for characters. You can see, what does this tell us about our character? Maybe there's more than one. I don't know.
It looks like a barbarian.
There's warriors.
Different play styles, fighting styles.
Yeah,
different weapons, yeah.
Character silhouette?
Yeah, silhouettes, yeah. So yeah, this looks like a fantasy character who can have different weapons and will fight people in probably melee combat. Maybe in Diablo. Maybe. So yeah, that tells you a lot, right? So this can get across the visuals of your game. The vision, the colors. Do you like the blue-purple color palette? Artists will create a color palette for you. Perspective, this is third person, but it's not quite top down. It's angled third person, isometric, 3D camera, 3D visuals. Setting, dark gothic fantasy. That's what it looks like to me. Unfortunately, the concept art doesn't have any movement because that's just making the whole video game. Unless you can make a GIF quickly. This is really easy to ask strangers' opinion. It's very easy to go post on Reddit or Imgur and say, hey, I'm making a game, what do you think about this? And because it's a picture, people actually comment on it because it's so low effort. Like looking at this in 1 second, you already have opinions on this, right? I'd say overall this looks very good. And people on Reddit actually will they will answer questions about the visuals. But if you ask them to download and play your prototype, no way in hell, they won't do that. But they will answer a question about a picture. So you can actually even show like, hey, I've got 2 or 3 color palettes or environments. Which do you like the best? A, B, or C? Show a dark gothic environment, show, a ruined town, show a field. Okay, well, what setting do they like best? Very easy to get A, B, C test that way. So this is for the artists, yeah. Gray boxing. So gray boxing or white boxing. So this is in a game engine. So either some engine, and you play around in the level, and the level is just very gray. Probably it's whatever the defaults were. You don't put any art, and you just jump around and test the mechanics. Like, does the jumping feel good? If my game's about grapple hook, does my one grapple hook feel good? Is it satisfying whacking these cylinders who come at you, the enemies? Very simplified. Just does clicking feel good? Do they like that? So, yeah, this is what a lot of people traditionally think of as prototyping, of course. Getting closer to the video game part of the game. Rapid prototyping, it's not quite a fully different type of prototyping, but this is where you make some sort of game, and then you put it in front of people, like you make a gray box level, and then you work on another week, and then you show it to them again. And you basically follow the fun. You take what their feedback very seriously, and say, this is, anyone know what this game is?
World of Goo.
Yeah.
World of Goo. So this is an indie game darling where you make structures out of these little goo things, and the structures are like wobbly, soft physics, and they can fall over and stuff like that. This was very much a rapid prototyping. I believe it started as a game jam game where they made a very small prototype of building a structure, and then they added like wobble physics, and they just kept iterating and showing to people very quickly, like, oh, do you like it when it wobbles? And they're like, oh, I like the wobbling. And then they made a game about the wobbling. So follow the fun. So whatever the players are saying, like whatever it is they spend the time engaging with, focus solely on that and like remove everything else. Okay? So I had an example of that. If you came to the Saskatoon meetups, I made a prototype called Flying with Friends. Okay? So in this game, this is a short prototype I made. you play as the cabin crew on a passenger airplane, and your goal was to protect the passengers. You had to load them up in a plane, and then during the flight, bad things would happen to them. Like someone would start smoking a cigarette, and then it would light a fire. Or a baby would start crying. Disaster. Someone would pull out a gun. Yeah. So bad stuff would happen, and you'd have to protect the passengers from dying. Okay? It turns out, though, as soon as I put in the hands of my playtesters, what do you think they ended up doing?
Killing people on purpose.
They killed my passengers. I told them they were supposed to protect them, and what do? I find them throwing people into the airplane engines. Admittedly, I put that in, so I knew they'd like it. But I thought they'd throw the threats into the airplane engines, not the people they're meant to protect. So, if I were to ever revisit this prototype, I know that I should focus on you killing the passengers, not protecting them. Because it's far funnier to throw them into airplane engines. You just pick them up and just toss them and they get sucked in.
I think you could flush babies too.
Yeah, of course. Oh, yeah. What else would you do? Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. It's over the top. It's meant to be silly. Yeah. So follow the fun. So if I were to follow in this, I would focus on killing the passengers and really emphasize throwing people into airplane engines because they really thought that was funny. Okay. So minimum viable gameplay. Another term you'll hear. It just means that you make enough of the game to basically show people that aren't just your friends, maybe some strangers, and you get far enough to show them on the internet. And you need to get a bit further with the art, or else they just won't agree to play it, basically. Vertical slice, you probably heard this one. So this is a short, polished, almost finished state version of your game, but it's just like the first level. It's like the first level, a vertical slice of Halo, the first Halo game would be that first level where you're on board the ship, spaceship. And you need to have all the mechanics that the game's going to have at that point of the game, which basically show as much of the game as you can as possible, and as close to a finished state as possible at that period of time. So, if your game has crafting, you have crafting, but it's a very limited amount of crafting, but it's in there. If you have stealth, it's in there. If you have combat, it's in there. If you have level ups, in the vertical slice, have them level up once to show that it's in there. So this is very close to a demo, but it covers everything, and it's got to be as close to finished quality as possible for what you show. Everything you show is super professional. Okay, so what this does is identify risk areas of if your stealth system is close to finished, and people are telling you it sucks. I need to reevaluate what I'm doing, and maybe I just shouldn't even have stealth in my game. Maybe it sucks too much, and I need to take it out. Or, the level up system is taking too long. I made it too big. There's too many skills. If it took this long to make one level up, how long will it take to make 100 level ups? Okay, so it identifies risk area because you try everything and you see how much work it took to make that. Okay, why would you do this? Well, if you go on Kickstarter, generally people want a demo. They won't play your demo, but they want to see that it's there. That is more confidence. Publishers generally will never give you money until they can actually, play your game. They won't just give you money for just an idea in your head. Investors, same deal. It's basically the same as a demo, though. A demo is just publicly available. Maybe it's a bit longer than a vertical slice. Yeah, they're basically the same term. Generally, though, I would say make a demo. They're really good, especially on Steam. You want demos because then you can go into Steam Next Fest. And if you just have a publicly available free demo, there's a chance content creators will just cover your game for free. You don't even have to pay them. If your game is cool, they will play it for free and advertise for you for free. Good deal. And that's only possible if you have a demo up that they can just download right now and play your game right now. Whereas if you keep your game secret and don't have a demo, content creators could never just randomly find it. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, if you only have 1 hour to prototype, which of the techniques should we employ? If you have 1 hour. Paper. That's right. So today we're actually going to make a paper prototype right now. Okay. So for the next hour, maybe hour and a half, you guys are going to make a paper prototype. Now, I'll just show you what I mean first. So, Okay, so here is a group that's previously done this, made this. All right. So when I say make a paper prototype, I mean something like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to make pieces of paper and you're going to shuffle them around, and you have someone hold your phone and record it. And you're basically going to make a mini trailer of like 60 seconds or less, probably like 30 seconds, and shuffle the things around and show like the 4 things that sum up your game. So what do we see here? What's this?
It's a platform.
They got it collected. They just collected a coin. Yep. Okay, they literally say slow-mo. Okay, so that's going to be a mechanic in their game. Okay. So for this, you're going to pair up because obviously one person's holding the phone and one person's like moving stuff. If you're at home, if you're, I guess, remote, you could instead do something like I've seen people do. You just use Microsoft Paint, and then you literally just record your screen, and then you're moving the images on Microsoft Paint around. That would be acceptable too. That's totally fine. But the point is, it's meant to be very simple, and it just gets the concepts across. I guess we'll watch. Oh yeah, there we go. Excellent work. I guess we'll watch one more. Oh, there we go. A whole bunch. How nice. Okay. All right. So this one's really cool. Look, they went way overboard and like had something you could slide beneath the paper to control it. Great. So you can see here, what game is this?
Shooter.
Like Doom?
It's a boomer shooter. So like enemies pop up and then you use your gun to blast them. Really creative. Very well done.
For some reason, it reminds me of Men in Black.
Oh, there you go. That's right. There's bugs and stuff popping up.
Yeah.
There you go. You died. There you go. So that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. So I want you guys to. Oh, nope. That's the wrong one. So I want you, if you're in person, I want you to pair up. Ideally, pick someone you don't know to hang out with. And you're going to grab materials. I've got a bunch of popsicle sticks and papers from the front. And if you're remote, again, I recommend just use Microsoft Paint and just make a bunch of, or paint.net is really good. I'm sure there's other websites that are also very good for simple imaging. Post in the Discord channel if you have other ideas for doing it digitally. But you're going to create an art mock-up of your game. You're going to record the gameplay. You can then edit the video if you have time. You probably don't, because I'm going to set like an 80-minute time limit. And then you're going to 70-minute time limit. And then you're going to upload to YouTube and post in Discord. And then we're all going to watch your games. And the point of this is to get across is you aren't allowed to talk while doing your prototype. So the other people here are going to guess what type of game this is based purely on what they see. You have to be able to get your game across without sound. I guess it's a bonus challenge. So like get across the genre and the few gameplay mechanics or screens that you show. Okay. So yeah, let's get to it. So form teams of 2 if you're in person, and if you're online, boot up paint.net or something and start drawing some concepts there. Or do it physically if you're remote if you have the materials. So I'm just going to put on for now one of those videos on repeat.
We have an uneven number of people. Yeah.
I can debug the pizzas.
Russell and Patrick can group up and then.
And yeah, remote people. Let me know if you have any ideas. Remote people.
Because I'm an artist and I'll be fine, so don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'll be okay.
Okay.
Is there supposed to be a focus on what kind of game we're supposed to do, or is like an idea we already have?
Yes. So yeah, you prototype. So as part of the homework, I did say come up with 3 ideas. Or just pick a game. I guess you could also just pick a game that already exists and see how hard it is to paper prototype. Just pick Civilization. How hard would it be to make a paper mock-up of Civilization? So lots of freedom there. Either your own ideas, something you have an idea of, or pick an existing game, or just pick your dream game. Say, I've always wanted to make an MMO. What would that look like on paper? Yeah. All right. Okay, so we got lots of stuff here.
I think you 2 don't know each other, and you're the only one I don't know in the front. So pair up like that.
Rock, scissors. Where do you want to?
Should we trade chairs? Or what do we do? Anastasia, right?
Yeah.
I'm Owen.
Sorry?
Owen.
Oh.
Oh yeah, so come on up to the front. We got some scissors, popsicle sticks.
Yeah, I have some ideas, but here's that's part of our homework.
I totally didn't see that one.
You had to come up with a couple ideas, right?
So just for now, mostly grab piece of paper. I recommend when drawing, use markers or Sharpies because that shows up better on video cameras. Pencil's too light, it doesn't show up well. There's also stuff here.
We're using dowels or popsicle sticks?
You can use whatever you like. Whatever's available. For now, just grab paper and pencil. Pens. Yeah.
Or like a marker would do.
These would be fine too.
If there's anything else you think of.
Sticks. What's this?
Was there actually popsicle sticks?
Alright, what is it?
Is it just laminated paper?
I don't know, maybe.
Here.
Move along.
Yeah.
We hold on to the paper.
There's markers.
There's multiple kinds of wooden sticks. I'll take some. Toothpicks, that sounds fun. And maybe some dowels.
Those are digital pens. Yeah, that's right.
Like 2 popsicle sticks.
Excuse me.
Ooh.
Was there tape? Yeah, there's tape as well.
Oh, there's.
What is that?
All right, I guess remote people. I'm gonna set a 1 hour time limit. We're gonna have a 1 hour to do this. Quite a challenge.
Yeah, let's work. A few ideas for what to do. Okay, what ideas do you have?
Of course.
We have, part of the homework was to come up with three ideas.
I have so many ideas. It's hard.
What was that?
I have so many ideas. It's just hard.
Yeah, I have one at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to go first? Or?
Oh, you can.
I have
Okay. The one idea that I had, like,
Okay, remotely, people. Braden, what are you? How are you going to be doing this?
Okay, I'm curious.
I'm just using MS Paint like you suggested.
Awesome, right on. And yeah, you can. If you don't know how to record your screen, you can try OBS. Yeah.
Well, I was looking for a website to like make it into a flipbook.
Oh, okay, perfect. Sure, that'd be great. All right, what about Bryn? How are you going to be doing this? Yep. I guess what programs? How are you going to be showing us?
Hello? Oh, I'm trying to find something like mind map and draw on that thing and try to have some rectangles and triangles to represent my element.
All right on. How about Ethan?
I already have the drawing software Krita, so I'm just making stuff in that, and I'm gonna.
It's just a side view.
Okay, so looking forward to it. What about Renee?
I'm doing it on paper and just gonna put my phone on a tripod.
Ooh, you got a tripod. How fancy. All right. How about Satara? All right, sorry, I couldn't hear that too well. Could you repeat that?
Yeah. I'm drawing on the paper.
Oh, perfect. Well, glad to hear it. And what about Tristan?
Hello. So I am just using like sticky notes and tape and pens, and then I'm gonna like record it with my iPad, I guess.
Right on, I like it. I guess what comes, one belated idea also, if you are remote, I suppose you could try to partner up with someone and use Google Sheets to like collaboratively create some sort of PowerPoint kind of thing. But it sounds like everyone's doing it well on their own. So yeah, well, this is going to be due at 8:35, which isn't much time. So at 8:25, I'll be bothering you to upload videos and do any editing if you have to do editing.
Sounds good.
Okay, folks, we're 10 minutes remaining, so I urge you to start recording very soon, and then uploading. Like when it's like 3 or 4 minutes left, you just gotta upload whatever it is you got. I know, not much time. So how's Braden doing? No, maybe he's away from the computer. What about Bryn? How's your recording going? Okay, what about Ethan?
Do you have a lighter somewhere?
I think it's going decently well.
Right on. Kate, what about Renee?
I think I'm okay.
You down to the wire though?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I mean we can give another 5 minutes if we have to. Yeah. What about Sitara?
I think I'm okay too.
And right on, glad to hear it. What about Tristan?
I'm just recording now, so should be good.
Okay, right on. Yeah, you guys are champions, but time limits, deadlines are what gets you done. Okay, folks. If you haven't already started recording, you got to start now. We probably were going to give another 3-4 minutes. Some people are slow. That's okay. It's hard.
Where's a good place to put a link to the video that we have?
In the Discord, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do another 5 minutes, yeah. But that's 5 seconds.
Put it in general chat, it's fine?
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Yeah, so you guys can get recorded as soon as possible. Okay, folks, time is up. So if make sure that like your videos are uploading now as we speak if they aren't done. But we're gonna have to start showing other people's videos. So I'm just gonna start. We're gonna start watching other people's videos as they're posted to the Discord. Okay. So whatever order that is.
You have to manage your sleep or whatever, so you take a nap.
Haha, that's very cute. Okay.
Under your desk.
How do you? Oh.
And then
Like a good office.
like a good office, you never leave. Yeah.
All right. So first up.
Shows up, and then oh no, and then it's over. That's it.
All right.
So yeah, that's it. That's how it turned out.
All right. So everyone, let's if you're done, grab a seat and upload your videos. Okay. So first up, we have Braden's. Awesome gifts. So everyone have a seat and watch and tell me what you think this is. Unfortunately, I don't know how to get it from the start since it's like a looping GIF. I don't know, but okay. Okay, so what do we think?
It's monsters.
Monsters? I think it's people. They look like stickmen to me. So it looks like there's a number of characters, and there's a fight, and it looks like you're punching characters around, and like they take damage. There's a minus 10, minus 99, 100. So it looks like you're punching enemies, and there's a fight, and you're throwing them into each other. Maybe a side view. Any other comments?
The green one wins.
The green one wins. Maybe that's the player.
Yeah,
Purple
they're
one loses
fighting.
100 health.
Or is it green one win? Yeah.
Someone takes down health, so I thought it was.
It may be also, it could be a party game, like a local versus if there's 3 players. I don't know if they're NPCs or they could be other players. I don't know. Remote people, what do you think of this? Okay, Braden. What did we get it right?
You guys were pretty close with the fighting thing, so what I was trying to illustrate was there's 2 good guys, and then when the light green guy gets knocked out, you actually start playing as a different character.
Oh, you switch. Okay.
Yeah, because that's what the blue lightning was trying to be. I could have made that a little bit more clear, but you guys were mostly right.
Okay, right on, man. So that's awesome. I love the looping GIF on MS Paint. That's great. Awesome work. Well done. Okay. So next up, we have Tristan's game here. So one moment. Okay, so first up, so again, we're just going to watch the video in silence and see what we think it is. So this is Tristan's game. Ooh, okay. Ooh. I like the guy rotating. Oh, very good. Oh, he's carrying the heart or maybe a cheese. Maybe just a heart. Oh, but he can't carry it up the ladder. But he can throw the heart or the cheese, and he can throw it across, but he can't climb with it.
Cool.
Oh man, I love how you actually made the entire level. That's awesome.
Sticky notes too.
Okay, he gave the heart or the cheese to the cat, and that bribed the guardian to open the gate.
It's like spelunking.
Yeah, it looks like it. I love how. Oh man, nice. Okay. Okay, so you're dropping down, but you can't bring the thing with us. Maybe there's water. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but what is that? Oh, that could be maybe a power up of some sort.
Elevator.
Elevator. Ah, yes. Oh, okay. Oh no. Oh, it's a teleporter. Oh, you're back at the start. Throwing it back across. Okay, bring it all down. You load it into the machine. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
What?
Oh!
This is a surprise. Oh, so it changed the level.
Ah, cool.
Right on. Okay, and you made it to the end. So I guess you don't have to bring the heart of the cheese to the end. You just have to make it to the end.
Cool.
Okay, so yeah, what do we think? Any other comments?
Puzzle.
Yeah, puzzle platform.
So this is a puzzle a 2D side-scrolling puzzle platformer where you have to navigate the area and solve obstacles and stuff like that. Do you think that's a cheese or a heart? And I kept saying that.
Heart.
That's a
Heart? You think it's just a heart?
I think it's a heart.
It's a heart. Okay, well, Tristan, how close were we?
It was crazy. You like narrated it perfectly. Yeah, it was exactly what you said.
I'm glad. I've played a game or two. Right on. Awesome. Really well done. I love how you made the entire level and changed it. Like, that was really super well done by yourself. That's awesome, dude. Really well done. Okay, right on. Next up, we have, I believe this is Sitara's, I think.
That's right.
All right. Okay, so looks like you're moving a bar along, maybe a progress meter. I see a boat. And there's a start. Oh, there's an options menu. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so it looks like there's some options. It looks like volume, sliders, some sliders for adjusting options. Oh, oh, wow. Okay, he even cut the paper to make the sliders. Very nice, very good. Well done. Okay, here we go.
Boat.
Yeah, so it looks like a boat. Something. Help me out here, Chad.
Money? Yeah. It's a coin.
It's coin. And then
some
is that
torch.
Is that a bird or a torch? Oh,
It's like torch. Something destroyed.
Yeah, so is something attacking the boat there at the end? So like you take your boat through. It's either a coconut or a bird. I don't know. But so you take your boat through. What sort of point is this?
Top down.
Top down. So kind of a top down adventure. You collectathon, avoid the obstacles kind of thing, in a boat.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sitara, how close were we?
You're very close. Yeah, it's like what I was like trying to illustrate is like there's I couldn't draw like there's a man stealing the money sitting on the boat and going and they
Okay, so someone's stealing your money. I see. Okay, and you just have to like. Are you going to move the boat to avoid the enemies?
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Well, thank you. I like the sliders moving along. Nice to show all the screens of your game. Very diligent. Very good.
Is Darker One the enemy? Or is the money the enemy?
I assume it's this right here. All right. Ooh, a YouTube short. Okay, hold on. Full screen. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. Who else wants to? I actually saw them make this. So who else wants to narrate? Who didn't? Okay. Owen narrate this.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's the point.
Okay.
So I'm going to start again, and Owen will narrate. Just speak very loudly.
Yeah.
Because I actually saw them make this, so I don't want to guess. Oh my God! What the?
So this is Vsauce.
The Vsauce. Michael here.
I know this one.
Okay, let's try it.
A flag against a flag. Found at war? I don't know. Cards. Looks like industry buildings. Okay, he assigns one to the people. They get a gun. Okay, turn-based and turn.
Yeah.
Okay, one for the people. That's the way. They get a gun, I'm guessing. No, a bomb?
That's so
Oh, Fog of War!
Fog
FOW!
of War. Fog of War tiles. Hidden.
Cool. Alright, and turn. The Blicky is here. A tree. They got a tree. Oh, no, two people.
So it sounds like you're changing the stats in this strategy game. Maybe getting different workers or unit types. Oh, you got a woodworker class. You deployed a peasant.
You killed him.
Oh, yeah. Well, the gun does beat axe, so that makes sense.
Oh, and then they lost, I'm guessing?
You lost a worker, a woodman, because he's dead, I guess.
No, I lost the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, now they have
Okay, so you got their building. Okay.
So it's about capturing, and then boom, you win.
Okay. So, what type of game is this?
Turn-based strategy.
Turn-based strategy game. More specific? Anything else?
Resource management.
Resource management, different units. What about remote people? Any more specifics? We actually covered it briefly, the genre.
Yeah, I gotta go with the turn-based strategy.
Yep, turn-based strategy. This is a 4X game specifically, where there's the fog of war, and you have units and you conquer areas and cities. 4X, and it looks like you have different unit types. So like you want to harvest the trees, so you have to deploy a woodworker, an axeman to go chop down the trees. But then you can deploy fighting units to go fight each other and conquer the cities. That sort of thing. How do we do?
Pretty good, yeah.
Did we miss anything?
Just at the very end, there was a little person who cheered. You cut off like 3 seconds of video.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want to show Michael from Vsauce.
That was very important for the gameplay.
Okay.
Cheering person.
Fine. Let's show it again. Oh yes, Company Town.
wait.
Win, lose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. The gun wins. Right on. Okay. Cool stuff. Well done, guys. I like the fog of war and the different UI. Like actually adding the numbers to the UI is very nice. So well done. Ooh. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay. So we have it's a side view. It either could be a 3D or side view, and I love the character moving around between the level.
Cool.
It looks like you're inside a base or a turret. Oh, it's a spaceship. It's a spaceship. And it's moving around as you command that you walk to the bridge. You're now flying the ship. Whoa! That's awesome. Well done. Okay, that's great. The ship is going wacky. Yeah. So yeah, this could either be a third-person side view, like I guess like almost like a management or simulator game, or it could also be a third-person or even first-person view. Oh no. Okay. Well, maybe you've arrived at your planet or an asteroid. You're going to go out the airlock. Oh, it's time to mine the resources on the asteroid. Very good. And then maybe put in the cargo bay. Oh, okay. There, we've got some resources in the cargo bay. Oh no, pirates attack. And so you need to man the guns to repel the pirate invaders. Pew 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 pew. Very good. Oh no, there's a fire in the engine room. You got to go put out the fire or else that's trouble. Okay, working on the engine. Got to repair it. It took some damage. Oh, multiplayer. Other people doing all stuff. Right on. So it's kind of like multiplayer. Cool. So I guess any other comments? Do we think that this is the perspective? Like, is it going to be a side view, or is it actually like a third-person game with 3D visuals?
I think it's a side view, like Barotrauma.
Barotrauma?
Yeah.
Think it's actually going to be side view?
Yeah.
I could see it being 2.5D. I'm unsure.
Yeah, 2.5D.
With like the rotations and all that, right?
Yeah. What about remote viewers? What do you think? Okay. Well, how do we do? How do we do?
It's pretty good. It actually is supposed to be a third-person game.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I did notice you put in the 3D floor a little bit, like depth. So yeah.
Yeah. And I.
Oh, you did have the ship like rotating and stuff. So I get that.
I rotated it in a 3D way.
There were clues.
Kinda.
Yeah, really well done. I love the funny moving it around. Like that's exactly perfect. Exactly what we're looking for. Really well done digitally. That may be even easier than the paper stuff. The other people floundering with their hands. You just do that. It's really slick. Awesome. Well done. Right on. All right. This is Eric. Okay, hold on. Someone else narrate because I recorded this. So.
Spread them.
Okay, you can narrate. Go ahead.
Eric actually walked us through this one already.
Okay, so who wants to narrate? Ian, narrate this.
All right. A person sits at a desk with their wrong thumbs on the wrong hand, tapping on a keyboard, and a demon boss man walks by. You gotta look busy, and a stat change. Your stress went up because your boss walked by. You look busy.
Are you
Hunger. Oh, you're really hungry. time for lunch. You got some raw men.
Nice.
Eat that at your desk. On top of your keyboard, that's gross. Your hunger is going down, though, at least that's good. Your salt levels go up and your sleep levels go up because it's post-lunch crash. And they want to sleep under your desk. I don't imagine Boss Man's going to be happy about that. Sleep is good now, though.
Sleep is good.
Yeah.
That's...
Oh,
oh no! Okay, so what type of game was that?
Survival.
Yes, survival horror. Yeah.
Do we think so? Like, what sort of viewpoint is this?
First person.
You saw your arm, so it looked like first person to me. Do you think you're restricted to just the desk, or do you think later you can move around?
You can go under the desk too.
Maybe you can go to the water cooler.
It depends. Well, we had to view where he was asleep. So.
Do you think it could even be like Five Nights at Freddy's, where you have your desk view, and then you have to like go underneath the desk, and it's But it also can be first person. I really like the different stress bars. Art really awesome work with the art, Eric, with like the hands and doing the very cute, the ramen, and very funny too. So Eric, how do we do?
You're pretty accurate. It's an office job simulator. You know, it's realism. You know, there's no fantasy element to this. Your evil boss comes back. No, you guys were spot on. It was right on. So.
Okay, right on. Yeah, awesome. Really well done. Okay. All right, next up is Ian's game.
Right under the wrong man in this simulator.
Yeah, that kind of.
Not that kind.
All right, so I'm going to start again. Okay, so this is Ian's game. Okay, I see that. Ooh, there's like it's dark around you, and it's revealing the outside the area around you. Oh, it looks like you're picking up resources to fill up a gauge, like you want this stuff, or you're unlocking doors.
Inventory.
Looks like there's items drawn on.
Yeah, inventory. Yeah.
It's a roguelike.
Oh, so there's something. Ah!
Jack in a box.
Oh, something just popped out. Oh, and he's taking your He's taking your stuff. That's bad news. We don't like that, I assume.
Or you used it on the person.
Or you used it on the person.
Well,
that's a bug.
Okay. I'm not sure what you're collecting, but it's something, and you want them.
They took all those sharpies before I could get them.
Okay. Oh no, another alien, and he's got a gun this time. That's no doubt bad news. And he's either gonna. He's either stealing your stuff or taking your health bar. Yeah. Hurting you or stealing your stuff.
Slightly visible. There is one lighter. One of the items is lighter.
Fire.
So.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's not really visible, but
I see.
One.
Oh yeah, aerosol and a lighter.
Oh, so you're actually using items to repel the enemies, is what we actually saw.
I like the darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So what perspective was this? Top-down view, and with a very nice, like, dark. It's dark out there. You can't see what's around you very much. I really like the level beneath that. Yeah. Anything else? And I guess you're fighting aliens. Yeah.
It's possibly turn-based. Don't know. Looks great.
It's possible.
So.
It could be. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like you're using items from your inventory to fight off the enemies. Now that we know that. All right. So how do we do, guys?
That was spot on. You're taking enemies and you're using them against aliens, and it's kind of dark out, so you gotta go find stuff and jump scared by aliens, and not turn-based. Like, mostly like Resident Evil was our inspiration.
Resident Evil.
So kind of more action-y.
And so you want a top-down view?
Yeah.
You can also do the fixed camera perspective. No?
That's hard to do.
Harder to do. No, really good. What were the items, I guess?
Well, if you could see them properly,
it's hard to
you
see.
picked up a knife, WD-50.
Nice.
40. It's better than 40.
Yeah.
And a lighter. So you combine the lighter and the WD-40.
Into a weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, right on. Really well done. I really like the creative fog of war, the darkness. Very nice.
Cool.
All right.
Oh no.
Okay.
Good title.
Oh, the cursor. That's cool.
Okay. I recorded this, so someone else needs to narrate this. Eric, go ahead.
Sure. Loading. Oh, you got your cursor. Oh, nice. You're a cute guy. You're clicking on you're clicking on the pencil tool. You're making some notes. You're clicking on the World Wide Web. Never mind. It's a clock. It's 20 o'clock. Now it's 18 o'clock. Uh-oh.
Timer, yeah.
9:30 something. Oh no, 10 seconds left. What's going on? You click the checkbox. Tasks. Do something. Do something. You did something. Hey.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah, I love
there's
the progress
there's a
bar sliding
going
there.
on. Okay. Yeah, and then
Sold?
Sold. Something sold.
Oh.
Now you have a hat.
I love the little flip hat.
Yeah. Congratulations. And
Flip
then the
hat.
hat
Okay,
flips
right
over.
on.
Woo!
Hey, awesome. So what is this?
I don't know.
Like a time management game?
This is
the first
some kind of management game.
So, time management?
Yeah.
Yep. What about over here though? What was it? There's a whole secret in the back. Did we even notice it?
It's overlaid on top of Windows desktop.
It's a Windows desktop. Yeah. So it's like one of those productivity apps that's like in the corner of your screen or along the bottom or something. So your desktop actually is displayed underneath it or something. Yeah, and it looks like you've got like an avatar. I guess kind of like a VTuber, I guess, nowadays. That's kind of, I suppose. And you can give them different outfits, and you can do tasks. And no doubt doing stuff fills up bar to let you customize your guy because number goes up and that sort of thing. Yeah, so how do we do?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, right on. Really cute. I mean, like unrolling that. I like the cursor moving around and clicking. That's really, really nice. Yeah, awesome.
Work hard to get hats.
10 out of 10 game of the year.
IGN said it.
All right. Okay, now we have Renee's down here.
Oh, it does say
Yeah, it's
Ooh.
true.
Oh, look at this. Okay, so let's start again. Okay, so,
Oh.
ooh, hold on. Start again so I can. Okay, so it looks like we have a mecha, a droid, a robot or a mecha or a spacesuit, and he's walking along. Oh, there's an enemy mech. Okay, you're firing at the enemy, and you've taken some damage to your arm. So it could be turn-based or it could be action. You've equipped a different item, and now you're moving along. Oh my goodness, you died quick. Okay.
Oh, battery.
Low battery, so it seems like you need to constantly get new battery. Maybe you're a robot guy, and you take damage and you lose energy as you walk around and fight enemies, and possibly turn-based or possibly action. I'm not sure.
And you can upgrade your mech.
You can upgrade your guy. Yeah, your mech guy.
Cool.
Any other comments? So what's the perspective? Side view, kind of, or top down?
The extra arm could take up more energy.
Maybe. All right, Renee, how'd we do? Maybe Renee's
Yeah,
up.
that's exactly. So yeah, I'm here. It's exactly right.
Right on.
Survival with extra twist, where it's battery power that you have to deal with.
Right on. Well, I like the so you actually just took like stock photos and then like it stitched them together, right? Like you just had a program spit out a video of that. Cool. Well done. Okay, is that everybody? Is there anybody who hasn't posted anything that wants us to see it?
I think there might be some in the mentorship meeting channel.
Okay, let's take a look.
Bryn said they can't upload theirs.
Oh, okay. Can't send videos. Okay, well, we'll take a look at what. So Bryn has a static picture. So let's take a look.
Cool.
Maybe I should zoom in a little bit more. Maybe not. Not sure if I should. Okay, so. Perk. Any chick touches you explodes. Bumper harvest grain. +2 worm. So I mean that perk makes me think it's like a roguelike where you get upgrades maybe per run. Of course, I haven't seen the whole thing yet. So let's take a look a bit more around. Yeah. Okay. Different types of warriors. Each chick can use 4 action: flap, gain momentum, jump, peck, shout. So it looks like a turn-based RPG or turn-based roguelike game, and you can use different moves in combat. Choose your level up type. So it looks like you have different chickens or birds, and they can upgrade and get different stats. They can get different foods. There's events. So I guess you get different grains. You have to grow your chickens. But then they also, it sounds like they go into combat. There's different types: cowboy, lifeguard, tank, or engineer. There's different classes of chickens that will do different things. So I guess you breed chickens and then you turn them into fighting warriors to defend your farmyard, perhaps. I actually should have looked. Is there any other pictures, or is that might be it? Okay. Any other comments?
Sorry, just this one.
Just this one. Any other comments for the rest of us?
I like the tank.
Yeah, the different tank
It's got a
chicken,
little house around.
tank chicken,
Yeah.
lifeguard chicken. Surprise, yeah. Okay, so yeah, some sort of management RPG or roguelike game. So Bryn, how close were we?
So it's a party game.
Oh, it's a party
but
game.
It has roguelike elements.
Oh, okay, so is it so multiple players? So like these are 4 different players.
Yeah. So you can eat all of the foods, then you can gain experience, then you can level up.
Hmm. Okay, and then you have different classes, and you fight together as warrior chickens. Okay, right on, Time Warriors. All right, cool. Thank you, Bryn. Is there anyone else? Did we miss anybody? Okay, well, good work, everybody. So let us see if you learned any lessons from doing this. I hope you did. Okay. So, let's go over. What did you learn by doing this? What did you learn?
Sure. It's easier to show your game on paper than you might think it would be.
Oh, you're actually you say it's easier, pretty easy on paper. Okay. I mean, yeah. Easy on paper. Good. I thought you were going to say it's harder than I thought.
I thought it would be harder.
I didn't think there's such a variety of ways to do that. There's a lot of creativity there.
Yeah, so everyone use different techniques, and sometimes popsicle systems, sometimes using your hands, sometimes using the paint program, just swirling stuff about. Fog of War, a lot of creativity going on to show this stuff. That's awesome. What else?
I felt like
go ahead, Renee.
I felt like you needed to kind of, for myself, I can conceptualize like mechanics, but I don't necessarily think about the moment to moment what the player is doing, like what actions are they literally doing, and this kind of helps kind of force you think about what is the player doing moment to moment.
That's right. Yeah, you have to what do you actually do in the game? And when you're only really used to 1 or 2 frames per thing, what are they shooting? Are you clicking? Are you moving? Are you exploring? What is it you're doing? So I guess it really forces you to explain. Yeah, explain what you're trying to do instead of just sentences. Yeah, what does it actually look like? Yeah, think it through. What else?
Simplify your idea.
Yeah, so make it simple, huh? So, I only gave you an hour, but, everything you add makes it harder, right? So simplify. I guess another way of putting that is everything adds complexity, right? Every single screen is work. So, if you go on and I'm going to do a time-traveling dating sim MMO with farming, how long a paper prototype would you have to make to show all the things you wanted to show? And that's a mini version of the game. So, yeah, everything adds complexity. So keep it simple. That's right. Try to figure out the 2 or 3 main verbs you do: move, shoot, click, explore. Yeah, conquer. What else?
Visual clarity is really important.
Visual clarity. Yeah. So any mechanic that we get a little bit confused about, sure, you can chalk it up to a little bit about, oh, I only had an hour and it's crappy on paper. You're still going to have to fight that in your finished game. You're going to have to get those ideas across of what was that stat changing, what was that unit that just came out? Oh, it was a woodworker with an axe chopped down a tree. Oh, this guy's a warrior. He had a gun. Yeah, you have to focus very much on visual clarity. Anything that isn't clear, you either need to prove or drop, because when you make your game, you're going to have to make a trailer. Are there any other lessons about trailers?
Show your gameplay first.
Yeah, sure. Show gameplay. Interesting, nobody actually tried to show any lore or backstory. That's good.
Star Wars.
Yeah, just have a text scroll crawl on the top. Nobody did that. Show gameplay. Is this kind of basically you just made a trailer for your game, right? So basically making this is planning out a trailer, which at some point you're going to have to sell your game, and you're going to have to include a trailer, probably. I guess mobile games, it matters less, but on Steam, it's expected you must have a trailer on PC, and on consoles, you have to have a trailer, basically. You're already planning your trailer ahead of time, and so you can actually make a list of saying, like, my trailer needs to show these 7 things in my game of shooting enemies, picking up weapons, several environments, a boss fight. Like, those are the 4 things my game needs to show. So you're already planning your trailer, and if it looks kind of lame on paper, is it really going to look that much better as a video game? I mean, somewhat, obviously, but you're going to have the same struggles. Like, what you plan here is going to be your trailer, but with a, better production value. So you are planning your trailer ahead of time and listing what's important. Anything else?
Oh, I have a point.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just because, like say you record this and show it to someone, because they can tell it's like obviously a prototype, the feedback's kind of a little bit more like honest. Like we can all joke at like, oh, like that's kind of funny. Like, it feels less serious, where if you bring someone like something you made in Unity, they can't tell like, if I criticize it, like, did you put a bunch of work into this? Or, so it just feels like a lot low stress for the person you're trying to get feedback from, compared to like something which could be more serious looking, I guess. So
yeah, so it's easier for people to criticize or give feedback on this thing that's obviously much lower effort, so you don't feel as insulted if they say, oh, well, what's that? I don't know what that is. It's just a piece of paper. So yeah, I guess, yeah. So lower stress way of testing. Lower stress testing. You can also watch people's reactions. Like if you had someone watch your video and actually just watch their face, you might be able to see like, oh, they liked it when, when the ramen came in front of the cat, people smiled. Like they liked that idea. So you can kind of see, oh, they liked the food and the funny pun. They liked, I guess, the fog of war, like either the dark light around the character, revealing the tiles was cool. You can kind of watch people's reactions. So you can kind of gauge the audience a little bit. And if some things fell flat, again, maybe consider just not having it if like people just didn't get the idea you're trying to get across. Menus and stuff are a lot harder. Anything else? Okay. Well, I'll just list some things that I think are worth mentioning. So yeah, each screen adds complexity. So everything you add took more time to record and more, brain power to figure out. So you really want to try to make your game as small as possible. Every UI, every screen is more and more work. Like you had to draw new environments, and many of you reuse the same environment because it was less work, and that's good. You should reuse as much as you can. So keep it simple. Art and animation and movement is just hard. So even it's hard to move on paper, but guess what? You have to write code and move it in the game too. It takes work. It takes effort. So any moving part is difficult to do. The more movement there is, the harder it is to make. Okay. It is hard to convey game mechanics visually, but at some point you have to do it, right? Because you have to make a trailer to show your game. So again, this is good practice of like, how am I going to show what this is? For example, I guess in Eric's game with the cat, we saw that he was eating at his desk and the boss came by and he got stressed. How many of you noticed at the end that what was the second scene where the desk went away and then the boss came by again? What was he doing there? I don't know.
Sleeping.
He was sleeping. So did you notice the sleeping bag? Okay, good. So you managed to convey that. That's good. I'm glad you remember that. But other things are harder to convey visually. Like obviously, like the desktop. You guys did a really good job with your desktop production thing of like clicking on the icons. But we actually didn't even notice that it was a desktop in the background. So maybe that's something to think about in future. Like make sure they realize the user is looking at a desktop. Yeah, but of course you only have an hour. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, you guys did a great job. So you only have an hour. But yeah, it's basically you're planning out a mini trailer, and you have to show everything visually. And it's a good idea to plan your trailer and like think of the moments like, yeah, that's awesome. Like eating the ramen's really cool. The fog of war is really cool. Oh, the alien popping out. That's really cool. Or switching your arms, your weapons is very cool. Flying the spaceship is cool. So yeah, plan your trailer before coding. Like just how cool can it look? Okay. There we go. All right. Now, let's say that you decide to make this game. You just made in paper. How many hours would it take to make that full game? Just answer individually.
Maybe a few months.
A few months?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
Like just the paper part or the whole thing?
The whole game.
The whole game. Yeah, a while.
A few months to a year.
A few months to a year? Yeah. So, I mean, it took you 1 hour to make this paper prototype, but your full game is going to take 100 to 1,000 times more hours. So, like, you just did in 1 hour what the final product's eventually going to be, and you kind of got like a miniature version of this. But the point is that it's going to be a lot more effort, often like 1,000 more hours at least. I guess some of my commercial games, I think, like Kaiju Wars took 5,000 hours to make, total hours. So, you know, the paper prototype was easy, so it's only an hour, so do it. Because it's if you add up all the hours you're going to spend making the game, this is just 1.5 hours to do this exercise, but it's going to take 1,000 more. So you should definitely do this exercise to see what your game looks like, and if you like the idea of it. Okay, any other comments about the paper prototyping? Well, everyone did a great job. Really well done on the time limit. Now, interesting, I did think of this point of if I'd given you another half an hour, how much better would your paper prototype have been if I gave you 30 more minutes?
Might be more complex.
More complex? But how much better, like percentage-wise?
Like 10%?
10%.
33?
33?
5.
Yeah, 10 or 33.
50%.
15 to 20. So yeah, I guess the point of that is that even if I gave you another 30 minutes, I gave you another hour, your prototype trailer would not be twice as good or 50% as good. There's always diminishing returns of like you got done a lot in an hour, but if you had another hour, it wouldn't be twice as good. So it's all about, you know, maximizing how much effort you put in versus what you get out of it. So I think like an hour and a half is the sweet spot, and more than that is kind of a waste of time. It's not going to be that much better. And it's the same for game development. Of eventually, you'll reach a point in your game where you're just spending more and more time on it, but you aren't really adding new features or much of value. There's definitely a point where like, yep, that means I need to be done because the game's gotten so big. It's hard to add new stuff. Diminishing returns. So yeah, try to keep it short, keep it on deadline. Okay. So cool. You just made a paper prototype. What should you do now?
Buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, that's it.
The gaming could pay off. Nope.
Any other ideas? What should you do now? You just made a paper prototype. What's next?
Make a real prototype.
Make a reel. So like write some code. Start working on the digital version.
Yeah, prototype.
Get feedback.
Get feedback. Yes, that's a good one. Like we just did. Like we just showed it to a bunch of people. But it's even better with strangers who aren't game developers because you're not really selling your game at game developers. You need to get strangers.
Would there really be enough people to like spend time to look at this?
It's hard. It would also be friends and family, or some other gathering. Yeah. So getting feedback is good. The answer that I was looking for was make more prototypes. So like you just did it once, now go do it again. Like go make a bunch of prototypes. Keep doing it. Like do this paper thing again with a different idea and see how does it look. Did you like it? Did you have more fun? Or how did people like it? Don't stop at just one prototype. Don't spend 3 years saying, you know what, I nailed it the first time. Cat worker game. That's it. I'm sure it's a good idea, Eric. But don't stop at just one prototype. Like this is all about just trying a bunch and then picking the most promising one. Okay? So don't spend 3 years after only one prototype. Make a bunch. So I guess game design is like a search algorithm. You're searching for the best game that you can make, and you won't know that from just one prototype. You got to go do a bunch more. So some of this content came from an excellent YouTube video. I will post the slides. You can watch it later. So it's a search algorithm. Okay. So what you need to do for a search algorithm for searching, you need to find make the best game that you can make. So you need to do a bunch of samples and measurements. So first you need to create a prototype and then get feedback. and then analyze the feedback and answer, these broad questions of like, is this fun? Does this appeal? Like if someone just looks at it and says, yeah, that's cool, I like that idea. Is this fun as actually having someone play the game? Obviously, these paper prototypes, they couldn't actually play the game. But if you were to make them into board games, they could. If that works for your genre. No, it doesn't. The 4X game, actually, make that into a board game before making that into a video game. Like, just make a board game first and have people play it and test that out. Anything turn-based, make a board game first. And then also, is it doable? That's more for you to answer. Can I actually do this? Like, you made it on paper. Could you actually make a 4X game? That's a lot. So first make a board game first. That's what you need to get feedback. So go show this paper prototype to other people and see what they think. But also, if you're going to do, go do it more. Like go make 3 or 4 other paper prototypes and show 4 of them to people and then ask their opinion. Which one did you like the best? Rate them. Have them score them, basically. So if every time we create a prototype is a sample or measurement, basically we're trying to make it measure what game should I make, give it a score, what's the best game that I can make. How do we increase the accuracy of a measurement of making a prototype?
Sample more.
So sample more would be to make more small prototypes. What's the opposite of that?
Bigger sample groups.
Bigger sample groups, or put more effort into a prototype. Like the closer it is to the final product, the more clear it will be these things. But of course, again, there's diminishing returns of if you just work too much on it, you're just making the full game. But yeah, you can't fully answer these questions until the full game comes out. Like nobody knows the answer to these fully until you put it on Steam and just ask, does the public buy it? Do they like it? But prototypes can ask to try to get some measure of that. All right. So speed. The faster a prototype is made, the more you can make. So just go fast and make a bunch of small prototypes and spend 1 to 2 weeks per idea. And just whatever you can get done in 2 weeks. So I understand, many of you have jobs, so you're busy people. But so try to make one prototype every 2 weeks and just whatever it is you happen to get done, that's that. And that's going to really force you to focus on what is the one thing that you want to show. Is do you click a button and a number goes up? Is it you walk around in first person around an environment? What's the deal? So and of course, the better you get at this, the faster you can go. If you just get good at making games, you can make prototypes way, 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 way faster. But really limit yourself. Don't spend more than 2 weeks on a prototype. Absolutely don't do that. It's got to be short and make a bunch of them. Okay. I would say that you should prototype art and gameplay separately. So on the left here, we can see a very nice artist concept of it looks like an island, and it looks like there's some sort of UI bar. It looks very nice colors. And then over here we have obviously this is a programmer who did this. It's just like a graph with nodes, and maybe you click these buttons to buy stuff. So why should you prototype them separately?
So that you can get independent feedback on each.
Yep, because you can swap them out of this doesn't have to be an island. Maybe this game could be in a desert or underground, whatever. You can change the setting. Separate feedback is absolutely good.
They can be developed asynchronously.
Asynchronously, which means it's faster. Basically, if you do both, you're just making the full game. If you have to have the artist work in the same scene as you, that just slows you down. I would say just go work alone. Just say, hey, artist, go make 2 or 3 concept art for this idea, and I'm going to go make a really short scene, and then at the end we're just going to compare what do you like, what do you dislike.
Plus, you put all that work into the art. What if you change the gameplay underneath and it doesn't even fit?
That's right. You don't know if this is a good idea or not, and then you have to throw away the art. So work separately, work faster separately, and then compare notes later. Yeah. So speed versus accuracy. So should I make lots of small prototypes or fewer higher quality prototypes? So how many hours should I spend making one prototype? How do you think we should balance that? I mean, I've already been already saying make lots of small ones, but any other ideas?
Yeah, I was going to say, do lots of small ones while you're still learning, and then as you get better, you can build higher quality ones quicker.
You absolutely, you nailed it the first try. So first, go quick and wide. So try out a bunch of wacky different ideas. So go try different genres. Go make a Tetris prototype. Go make a cat manager. go make a spaceship game. And then, after you've tried making like 5 or 6 or 10 prototypes, then like narrow down your scope saying, you know what, I really like the spaceship one. Let's focus in on that and maybe make another few prototypes, but just about the space idea. And maybe try out different ideas in the spaceship, like manning different systems. Should it be like first person or like a tactics game where you control the crew like an FTL? And spend more time on the prototypes once you've got the idea of where you want to land. So go really fast early, and then start owning in on like, oh, I like strategy games, so I'm going to make, let's focus on strategy. What type of strategy game? Realistic or sci-fi? Okay, And then just spend more and more time on the things that you like best. So quick and wide means, jumping between genres, go fast in all directions. So this is just the search algorithm metaphor here. And go really fast. So just try, in the beginning, pick like 5 genres that are completely have nothing to do with each other. And pick the one you like best afterwards. Or the ones that score best. That's better. So here, like pick random ones like make a pinball roguelike, a Sky Island castle builder, a weird graph manipulator. So just try different varied ideas. And then eventually lock in the genre that scores best. And then focus in on like 1 or 2 prototypes and keep iterating and changing ideas as you go along, and spend lots of time on them. And you should still experiment a bit during early development, like try out things early, because trying out things later means you have to throw out a bunch of art or create art for it. So experiment early rather than later. So yeah, once you're like halfway done your game, you should not be trying out new things. You should be like, nope, this is it. That's all it's going to be. That's right. Okay. So, make lots of small prototypes and then try to own in on the genre that you like or scores best. So let's say that you've now made 10 prototypes. How do you know which ones to pick? I kind of already spoiled it, but were you listening?
Whichever one you kind of received the best feedback on.
You got it. So best feedback. How do we know what the best feedback is, though? Bit of a trick question. You ask people? You ask them to score it. So you apply numbers to it. You score them. So these are just 4 categories. You could ask more, or there could be more, there could be less, whatever. I think these 4 are fine enough. So you ask people to score your game. You show your prototype, either your paper prototype or you made a short 2-week-long video game digital prototype, and you ask them, fun out of 10, what is it? And you can either have them ask them to score it, like have someone sit down and play it and give you a number out of 10. You should also score it yourself. And so this metric means, how long did players play it for? Do they ask to play it and want to keep playing it? This is super important. Would they play your game if you weren't standing there over their shoulder? Like, would they actually play their game at home by themselves? That's like the true measure. And the problem is, if you ask friends and family, they're too polite. And so they'll say, yeah, this is really fun. But do they actually think it's fun, or are they just being polite to your face? You can't really know that until you have strangers try this, because strangers don't care about you as much. And ideally, again, you put in analytics and you check to see, did someone play this when you didn't ask them to? Like, did they just boot it up and you weren't standing over their shoulder? Can you put it online and get on itch.io and actually get 1,000 people playing it? That's really good. That means a high metric of fun. Okay. Appeal out of 10. So it means it tracks players. So appealingly, games are easier to market. This can also roll into appealing visuals, appealing genre, appealing idea. Like being the cat at work, I think is those visuals are very appealing, Eric, of being the cat typing away at your keyboard is very cute. So that's just visuals. Like if someone sees that and say, hey, I want to try your game just by looking at a video or a screenshot, that's appeal. Scope. This is one for you, not for them, to score, is how long it takes you to finish. Can you make this? Are there any difficulties? Like online multiplayer is hard, so that would increase the scope, have a lower score. So high score on scope means it's easier to make, and low score on scope means it's harder to make for you, like how long it would take you to make. So like the 4X would be a very low scope score because it's very hard to make. Perhaps the sailing ship game might be a simpler idea where you navigate the ship and get the collectibles and avoid the enemies. That'd be an easier scope to do. Okay. So that's for you to score. You don't ask the other people to score that. You do that. demand out of 10. This is market research. So we did that exercise already. Basically, this could literally just be the Steam tags in order that they were ranked in terms of revenue. That could literally just be the score out of 10. Like say, oh, this tag was in the top 30% of Steam tags. Well, then it's 7 out of 10 demand. You could literally just do that. Is there demand for the game that you're making? Yeah, so you gotta just do market research. And so these are all important, and you can change their weight as you think they're more important. If you think one's more important than the other, I would say that they're all very important though, because it could be the most fun game in the world. Like the 4X looks great, but if the scope is too high, could you ever actually finish it? Yeah. Well, then the numbers don't matter if you can't actually pull it off. It could also be very fun, but if it's in a low demand genre, that's still a pretty big risk. So I'd say they're all pretty important. All pretty important. So then what you do is you make a spreadsheet, you put the scores in, and then you just compare. So we don't have a lot of time. I think this might be it for today, but I guess we'll just finish. So this is going to be your homework, is that you're going to make a spreadsheet here. So you're actually going to score your prototypes yourselves, and you're going to score everything that you've ever made for games. So if you've ever made any game jam games, any hobby games, anything on your own, you're going to go fill out this spreadsheet and score the stuff you've made in the past based on these. So let's open this up and take a look. I'll post the link. And this is going to be your homework. And then we'll discuss anything you find. Okay.
This is every game we've ever made?
Yeah, that's good if you have more than 10. Okay. So here's the spreadsheet. So let's all take a look at it. So what you're going to do is you're going to duplicate this spreadsheet. So this is going to be your homework. So you're going to duplicate this spreadsheet and then add one entry per game you've ever made. So every single Game Jam game, ideally. And I mean, I don't think it's that long. And then you just score it based on what you think. And you can just arbitrarily score them now. The best is if you can go ask people about the fun and the appeal. But for now, you can just score it yourself. And then it's very interesting seeing, here's 2 examples of mine that I recently did. It's very interesting seeing, it looks like Missile Metropolis for me was more promising than Flying with Friends, personally. So it'll be interesting to see what you guys have made, and hopefully you made games in the past. If not, well, I guess you're here now and you're going to make your own game. So this is going to be part of your homework, is doing this. It won't take too long. So you're going to duplicate the spreadsheet and fill in the entries, and then it'll be interesting to see what you think's, what you thought would score better. And then you actually look at the score and be like, I'm surprised that this one turns out to be a higher number than I thought. More promising. Okay. We're also...
So you put your score yourself?
You're going to score yourself for now. Yeah. Okay. And some more homework. So for next time, you're going to rate your past games and prototypes. So that's right there. Right there. And I'll post the link again. You're going to score that. That's going to be part of your homework. Next up, you're also going to book one-on-one online meeting with me in the first half of March. So we're going to chat. We're going to use we'll chat over Google Meet video. It'll be 20 or 30-minute meetings, and we're going to talk about what what your background and what skills you have, and what you're going to be doing for your prototypes and how you're doing. So that's part of your homework. You're going to have a meeting with me. That's asking me questions is going to be part of what you're doing here. And then lastly, the big one is now you're going to create a playable prototype for next month. And the next meeting is going to be a month from now. So you have a full month, okay? But now we're getting into it. We're doing the real thing of you're getting ready to make a game. And the first step is create a playable prototype. And I would accept either a paper physical prototype that you can play or, a digital video game, the traditional clickable prototype, okay? And what you're going to do is before 1 month, you're going to upload it to HIO, and you're going to present your prototype to other people, and guess what? They're going to rate your prototype on those 4 things in front of everybody. So you'll present it to everybody, okay? As a bonus, of course, this depends. I know you're busy people, your lives are busy. I would love it if you could make more than 1 prototype. That's the more prototypes you make, the higher your chance of succeeding, of picking the winner here. So if you can, make more than one. In fact, I guess it would be cool if you have the time, like make one paper prototype, like make a board game, but then also make a video game of something else, like completely separate ideas. If you can do 2 or 3, that's awesome, and we'll rate and present all of them. So the more, the better. But of course, I know if you have jobs, you don't have the time. I understand. But making games takes time. Yeah, so the next meetup is going to be next month, April 7th, exactly a month from now. And I urge you to come to the in-person meetups. So there's going to be one in Saskatoon near the end of the month sometime. Don't know the time yet. And there's also one in Regina that I urge you to come to. And ideally, if your prototype is ready by then, in fact, doesn't matter if it's ready, you should bring it to these in-person meetups and have people do this exercise right then and there. If you come to the Saskatoon ones, I actually showed those 2 games you saw rated there. I actually had people rate my games out of 10 on a bunch of categories on a piece of paper or fill it out the survey on their phone and had them rate my games. That's the best way to get the feedback. So bonus points if you do that. Okay. So this is your homework. Book a one-on-one meeting with me in the next week or 2. Rate your past games and then create a playable prototype. And again, it's a prototype. So I'm not expecting it to be super polished. It's not meant to be. Like, it's meant to be quick and dirty and crappy. And make it crappy so that you don't mind throwing it away if you just don't like it. Because this is just one prototype. Again, you're probably going to fail. It's probably going to suck. And then next month, maybe you'll just make another prototype because you didn't like this one, the way this one went, or how hard it was. So that's okay, and that's expected. Try to get as many as you can. Okay, so I'm going to post these slides and send an email with your homework. But that's going to be it for today. And now we can have time for any questions.
Are you expecting it to be based off of the paper prototypes you have now, or can it be just do it again whenever you want?
You can do whatever you like for your prototype. You could expand on your paper, or just say, no, that was enough. I didn't like that idea, or whatever. That's right. You can be whatever you like. And you've also done the market research, so maybe pick a genre you've already researched. That would be good. Or don't, because you didn't like what you saw in the research.
I just wonder, if you pick simulation, it's high, more or less high demand genre.
Sure, it can be hard.
Combine it with low demand, it's gonna be bad.
It could be. I guess it depends. Have a one-on-one meeting with me, and I can give you more feedback on that idea. Not that I know everything, but I know some stuff. Remote people, any questions?
Why there was?
We just shoot you a DM in Discord to book a time.
No. There's going to be a hyperlink. You're going to go to the Calendly, and it'll show the time slots that you'll book a meeting with me. Yeah.
Less chaotic.
Yes.
Why it was shown for them to buy light sticks? It was in the email.
Why buy glue sticks?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's because it's the paper
sticks.
prototyping.
I thought it was light sticks.
Oh, is it like a rave party? No, it's meant to be the arts and crafts for today's paper prototyping.
Glow stick.
Glow stick.
Ah, I see.
Every prototype includes a rave.
Yes.
Yeah. So now you're gonna have to put in
the game dev meetup.
You're gonna attend the game dev meetup. Awesome, man. And this will be recorded, so I'll post the recording of this too. Okay, well, I'll be around to answer more questions. But if not, you can head out. Thanks for attending, everybody. Hope you had a good time making those paper videos. They were really impressive. All right.
Thank you, guys.
I'll gladly take that. That sounds like a great time.
Could you repeat that, Bryn?
One meeting, online meeting.
Sure. I'm going to send you an email, and it's going to have a link that you're going to click, and it will book a time with me. It'll show time slots.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to send an email. And so now the true game dev mentorship begins. You make your own making the stuff. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.